So in this video we'll be going through 4 more examples of rearranging formulae, and in our first example we have 2x take away 3y equals y take away px, and we want to make x the subject. Okay, so 2x take away 3y is equal to y minus px. So I want to make sure that all of the x's are on one side of the equation and everything else on the other side. So because I've got the minus px, I'd rather keep things positive, so I'm going to add px to both sides. So 2x plus px, and I'm going to add the 3y to both sides. So I'm going to get 4y on the right hand side, and that means I don't have any minuses to deal with. Now the left hand side can be factorised. Both terms have a factor of x, so we're going to have 2 plus p lots of x is equal to the 4y, and then we can divide through by the bracket. So x is going to be 4y over 2 plus p, and we're done. Okay, so that's our first one. Okay, number 2, we have q take away 7 is equal to p lots of q plus 3, and we want to make q the subject. So first of all, I'm spying this bracket here with a q involved, so I'm going to expand the bracket out. Okay, might make my life a bit easier. So q take away 7 is pq plus 3p. Now I want to make sure that everything with a q is on one side of the equation and anything else on the other side. So I'm going to subtract, I think we're going to subtract the pq from both sides, keeps things, again, positive as much as I can. So q take away pq, and then I can add the 7 to both sides. So I'll have 3p plus 7. So once I'm at that stage, I'm at that old stage where I've got these two terms on the left-hand side, and I can factorise that, and I'd have 1 take away p lots of q is equal to 3p plus 7, and then I can divide both sides by that bracket. So q is 3p plus 7 over 1 minus p. Okay? And again, if you've done the rearrangement in a slightly different way, you may have minus 3p take away 7 over p minus 1, where you've just got the top and bottom of your fraction multiplied by minus 1. Okay? And that'd be perfectly fine. Right, number 3, we have 2 lots of 3y take away x is equal to p lots of x plus y. And we want to make y the subject. So I see these brackets, I want to expand them. So 2 lots of 3y is 6y, 2 lots of minus x, p lots of x, and p lots of y. Now we're aiming to make y the subject, so we want to get all the y's on one side of the equation. So let's get all the y's onto the left and anything else onto the right. I'll subtract py from both sides, and then add the 2x to both sides. Okay, so we're in that familiar position now where we can factorise the left-hand side. So 6 take away p lots of y. Now you could factorise the right-hand side here. So you could write that as p plus 2 lots of x. Okay, that's perfectly fine. And then we can divide both sides through by the 6 take away p. So y equals p plus 2 lots of x over 6 take away p. And that is perfectly fine as an answer. If you haven't factorised the right hand side, px plus 2x in the numerator will be perfectly fine. Okay. Number 4. So we have a 2b minus c is equal to b 3c minus a. So we want to make a the subject. So I'm going to expand the brackets. So we're going to get two lots of AB, and a times minus c, so minus ac, is equal to b times 3c, so 3bc, and b times minus a, so minus ab. Okay, so let's add ab to both sides. So we get a's on one side of the equation here, okay? Now if I add ab, I've got 2ab already there, so I'd have 3ab minus ac is 3bc. Now there's no requirement to add anything to both sides to remove either of those two terms because they both involve a. Because these other examples have had two things moving, but this one only needs the one. Now I can factorise that left-hand side because they both terms involve a. So I'd have 3b take away c, lots of a, is 3bc. And now I can divide both sides by that bracket. A is 3bc over 3b minus c. And I'm done.